Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day and happy Friday to you. We're taking another quick look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. Interesting behavior. We saw about $1 billion worth of coin transferred and utilized within 15 minutes or less. That's this 1 hour candle we can see here. Quick drop, right back up. So good news is that selling pressure subsided quickly. So that kind of tells us that there's more buying pressure at this point. We should be good to go considering we're testing that resistance level and potential retest of 25.8 upwards of 26,000 plus. So we'll take a look at that, kind of look at the back end data here too and kind of see what's going on. And quick heads up too, if you are using BINGX in the US, unfortunately US members were impacted there just because US regulation. We've got you covered. Be sure to jump on over to BINGX. So if you're a community member, whomever that is registered with my link previously, BitGet's still a good exchange. You just need a VPN and have to be somewhere else, right? But if you're in the US, BingX got you covered. You also get a $100 trading bonus with no volume or deposit required. Be sure to check that out in your own time. But what we want to look at here, of course, is high block capital data. We're going to jump into this here really quick and kind of see, because we can see a few interesting behaviors here, right? So as of today, we're starting to see more longs open than closed. That's a very, very good sign. We're seeing more shorts closed than open, also a great sign. And we've got more people trying to buy than sell. Okay, that's a really, really good thing. So all in all, the general consensus here, once again, this isn't 100% because everyone could be wrong. Whales are the ones that control the market. For the most part, we're seeing a lot more positions towards the upside than the downside at this point. Okay, so more positive in that sense for longs. When we take a quick look here at the long positions being open, there's a lot of late and early longs. And of course, we saw some get liquidated down here, but for the most part, there is some long positions holding mostly at the average price, about 25,600. We can see also with shorts, not a lot of shorts, but the shorts are also hedged at the same price point. So what that really just tells us here today is there's less fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's a little bit more, I wouldn't say safety, but the fact that we held 25,000 is a good sign. We dipped below that, yes, 24.7, 24.8, but we held above and recovered quite quickly. So that's a really good sign here. And again, it does look like the price wants to continue upwards. Obviously, a lot of different things can happen. $1 billion worth of USDT can transfer to an exchange and totally wipe everything out. So just keep in mind that is definitely a thing there, all right? Oh, quick favor too, if you could please help us grow our Twitter community here. We had to kind of start a new channel here recently, so it's really awesome. Love to be able to interact with our community members, but be one of the first few hundred people there, and we're actually going to have a giveaway here soon for a free membership there for our Crypto Cash Premium Plus, which essentially allows day trades and swing trades. And our day trades are awesome too. We're going to send out some statistics here later today on both Twitter and our community, so you can kind of see those results. They're looking pretty darn consistent. Awesome stuff there. We need more consistency in this market, right? Because swing trading has been a difficult thing to say the least, right? I would consider myself an experienced swing trader, and I can tell you that probably had a little bit, probably the most amount of difficulty in the last couple months than previously, right? There's some really nasty behavior here with Bitcoin. All right, regardless of that fact, let's take a quick look here and see what's going on here on the daily. All right, so taking a look at the RSI, obviously we know we're under 50 on the RSI. That's a standard thing. But we can also see here that the MACD is starting to converge, but we're not converged yet. So we're kind of on the horizon of that. We've seen a lot of MACD FUs in the past, so in a sense, I would just recommend being patient and waiting, because at this point we don't have any confirmation that we're going to break bullish. We've got a handful of descending trends we need to break above first. Speaking of descending trends, let's go ahead and check a look here at our simple moving averages and kind of see that the 20-day simple moving average is working its way down. You can kind of see this kind of starting to average itself down. That's going to be the first thing we want to look for as far as the price action continuing higher. In other words, breaking above the 20 is a pretty good initial starting point, and obviously the 50 as well. So, I mean, these two are going to probably average themselves out somewhere over here. So I would say within the next week or two, we should have a retest of that level and to see if we can break above. The probability of breaking above that soon is very, very low unless we jump back up to 26.5. All right, so again, strong inclination that the price will continue to decrease until it doesn't. But on the same accord, I'm speculating with us holding this level here pretty strong and that good recovery yesterday, we're going to, at the very least, going to be range bound between 25 and 26,000 over the next few days, right? Especially this weekend too. I wouldn't expect a traumatic, recovery over the weekend. But again, stranger things have happened in the past. We've seen some weird weekends recently. A lot of volatility, low volume. It's just not really all that trustworthy. The simple scenario here is that we got to assume the price will continue to retest these lower highs and lower lows. And at that point, we got to reevaluate and see if we can hold that. Okay, so again, daily is looking, I guess, just kind of neutral. I mean, still bearish in the big picture, totally. But short term, it does look like it wants to try to recover. Okay, so taking a look here at the 4-hour, we got a nice little 4-hour candle here so far with that ugly candle wick. We'll look at that in smaller time frames. We're retesting 50 on the RSI. That's a strong resistance level there, right about 25,600. So a clean closure above 25.6 today, I think, would be really important going into the weekend. We can also see here that the MACD is converging as well, which is a positive sign. So all in all, consistency here on the 4-hour, which is looking good. We're just kind of stuck in this little range here between 25.4 and 25.6. So in that range there, essentially hoping to continue upwards. But at this point, again, small, tight trades is probably the most appropriate way to go. We have a long position open from Bitcoin right now that I just opened, and feeling like we're going to be able to hit our targets. But again, really tight stop loss just in case. So the price does pull back, we can find a better entry later and effectively make sure that we can survive, right? It's all about survival right now in the market. Thriving, you can still do that, don't get wrong, but it's a little more challenging on larger time frames, okay? Which is exactly why we have day trades now available. All right, anyways, enough about that. What we want to look at next here would be just some quick moving averages on the 4-hour. We're probably still below them. We're trying to break above the 20. That's a good starting point. So getting above the 20 here, closing above 25.6 again is important here today. So we're looking for a closure above 25.6. I think that's a good starting point. Here's that nasty candle wick. We can see here where the price wicked down. $1 billion later, the price came right back up to where it started. So typically when you have a larger candle wick on the bottom of each candle, that's a good sign to the upside, letting us know that there's a lot more buying pressure in that time frame than selling pressure. Even though it started off as a strong selling pressure, in fact, let's just show you really quick what that looked like. The price came down, nasty amount of volume comes through the market right here, and then it recovered up quickly with lower volume. But we're averaging higher volume over the next, the last few candles, right? So all in all, that's a pretty positive sign in the overall sense of things here. To me, that is usually an indication that the price should continue higher. But once again, we're probably going to be range bound between 25.4, 25.6, upwards of 26,000. Okay? Until we can break through one of those cleanly. We need a strong short squeeze, and it's gonna take a little while. But for right now, 25.6 is the initial thing we want to kind of pay attention to. All right, so what I want to get back to is just quickly the hourly, and we'll call it a day here. You can see on TD sequential there was a previous run up to an 8, and we've gone consistently sideways ever since. So nothing consistent there. Ichimoku Cloud is looking very positive here. It's another reason why I felt comfortable taking our trade, because we're right at the cusp here of being free and clear of the cloud. So unless the price drops instantly in the next hour, we should naturally be back up above the cloud. That's basically a series of moving averages that are important to understand that we are on the right side of the tracks. Conversion line still above the baseline. We have that momentum. Lagging span is coming closer to the price action. And in truth, we still got to get 6 to 8 hours before that will hit essentially. And really when it does, it just gives us indication to pay closer attention. It doesn't mean you have to close all your positions. It just kind of lets us know we might want to consider trimming our positions if you are long from 25,000, for example. Okay, so again, handful of reasons why we're in pretty good shape here. We're looking at the hourly, is looking positive. 4-hour looks pretty good. Daily still is bearish, right? But again, if we can take a good few hours plus a few 4-hour candlesticks and put them all together, that gives us good daily candles, and those will eventually add up. So I think we're in pretty good shape here initially, but again, this is a weekend coming up. It is also, kind of a holiday weekend, Father's Day, right? Don't forget your fathers on Sunday, of course, and in general, we're looking at, I think, just some pretty decent starting here, right? So I don't think the sky is falling. Yes, we retested 25,000 and wicked below that. That's not great, but it's also not terrible yet. Let's let time kind of evolve and see where that goes. If we can break back up above 26, that'd be a really, really strong start. Okay, I'm looking for a closure at 25,600 today or higher. Give us confirmation going into the weekend that we should have a fighting chance to be able to sustain 25K or higher. All right, I hope that made sense to you. Thank you so much. If you're not already dollar cost averaging, please ensure that you do so. It's important to try to consider adding to your position as the price goes down. I know it's not easy, but obviously for long-term spot kind of scenarios there, I think it might be recommended here at this point. 25K could be the bottom. We don't know for sure. There is a gap at 20,000 between 20 and 21,000. In fact, just to quickly note that, so you can kind of see here, there's definitely a larger gap in the bottom here. But we also have a gap up here at 29 to 30,000. If you're not sure what a CMA future gap is, basically just means Friday, the market closes on Friday essentially and opens on Sunday. In that 24 to 48 hour period, effectively, there is the price closes and opens in different areas. A lot of times those gaps will get filled, and right now we're kind of right in the middle of it. But long story short, there's a big gap down below and a larger gap just above as well. So we could honestly go either way. So 50-50, but again, we do lose 25,000. The price continues lower. We could very well see 20,000 get filled. But I'm personally more so on the thought process that 23,000 will hold as a support if we do go down that low. Again, just keep some money aside so you can add to your position to average yourself down if possible. Just a recommendation. The last recommendation, of course, is to, again, help us join, jump on over to our Twitter, like, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards there. Greatly appreciate your help. If you're not already on the BINGX train, absolutely consider jumping on over there too. $100 trading bonus, no volume required. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for joining me here. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.